Good afternoon, the Institute for Study Abroad. Oh, hello. Yeah, I lost you. My role here at the Institute for Study Abroad is the Associate Director, and in that position I work on the student services side of the organisation, whereby we organise student events, we plan orientations for the students, and we also work on making sure the students have as easy a transition into UK life as possible.
I've been here for about 3 years, and I was a student on the program before that, so I had stayed in touch with the director and I came back. So my role with the students is I plan events for them and help with the orientation and Adventure Weekend.
Adventure Weekend it's the most popular event that we actually put on for our students. It's also enable them to spend some time in a part of the country that they wouldn't necessarily see, in a part of the country that we feel is very important to us as Brits.
I am here for a semester studying English literature at UCL. I'm doing the all-day hike. When they advertised it during orientation, it seemed like it'd be really fun. They said we'd go to like one of the highest peaks in Wales. I talked to my mom before I went about Wales, and the thing that she kept mentioning were dragons. Apparently there's a lot of dragon tales in the mountains in Wales.
Do you think you'll see any dragons?
I'm hoping, my goal right now is to see 1 to 3. And if I see anything in that range, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I've never been to Wales before, so I'm really excited. And I was looking at pictures of it on Google Images, and it looks really fun. Before I came here, I did like a Harry Potter marathon with like my boyfriend. And I want to go to the studios at some point.
There's a certain expectation of London being something out of a Harry Potter movie.
Jenna.
Jenna, what bus are you in?
Slytherin.
Me too. Slytherin. Who runs Slytherin?
Slytherin's the best.
Why is Slytherin the best?
Well, no, Slytherin's just the best because it's my house.
Oh.
Ambition, you know?
Have you read any of the books?
Oh yeah, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan.
What bus are you on, by the way?
Slytherin?
Slytherin.
Yeah.
Do you have a good bus?
Yeah,
You
it's a
like
good
Slytherin?
bus. Yeah, comfy. 7 hours went by pretty fast. I'm a fan of Harry Potter. I feel like I really like Malfoy. Like he's evil, but he had a good
relate
story
to him.
arc. Like he's good on the inside. We all know it. But
I really like Snape as well.
he just wants to be bad. Yeah, Snape. Actually, Snape.
Snape is my favorite.
Yeah, Professor Snape.
This part, all right here, is reminding me of Helm's Deep from Lord of the Rings. Any Lord of the Rings fans, come to Wales. Just look. I can see Helm's Deep either that base right there or right between those two mountains.
I've been reading like Les Miserables lately, and yeah, it's France, but like it mentions in length like Jean Valjean's like journey up like empty hillsides and things like that. It's very like reminiscent of this.
Sherlock is another one, and Doctor Who. Again, they're showing certain stereotypes of the UK as being very prim, proper, upper class, very well spoken, white, and probably a little quirky as well. So I think those a lot of our students come in with that sort of expectation of how we are.
I think they have this idea of this very magical, wonderful place like Hogwarts, and sometimes they come here and their university is very kind of ugly 60s architecture, and it's not old, it's not beautiful, it's not at all like their expectation.
I think just the fact that we're all referencing these like fantasy like worlds, you know, that we're all just like, oh, this is like we stretch into Lord of the Rings, or you know, like, oh, I feel like a dragon's gonna come down and grab the sheep, or like, you know, we're just like staring off into nothingness. I think that is the closest to, you know, we're trying to compare it to these magical worlds because this is our magic. We expect magical things to happen in places like this.
Notting Hill is glamorized to the point where it makes everybody in the UK is like this sort of, every man is like a relatively handsome, upper class, well spoken, you know, banker or solicitor or something, you know, and it's just not accurate. It's not the truth by here. And I think most of the films, I mean, which films are intended to do is to portray London in the best light possible and make it look amazing and aesthetically pleasing. But I mean, we have students who live in the East End of London. I mean, students are shocked at the fact that this part of London, which is very normal. It's gritty, it's edgy, it's a little bit dirty.
Coming to the UK as an American, it's hard not to compare yourself because you're constantly surrounded by Brits. Also, it's kind of given me this sense of confidence being an American. It's the stereotype is we are more outgoing and friendly. So when I'm in a social situation, I feel like I can kind of go off of that and oh well, I'm American, so I can get away with being a bit more outgoing and friendly. And I think generally the Brits do like that. I mean, obviously we have a bad stereotype of being annoying and too loud.
And a double stuffed Oreo is not even the same size as a real Oreo in America. It's smaller.
I didn't believe that. That's so funny because every British person goes to America and they're like, you won't believe how big stuff is. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Have you been to America?
From a little girl, I watched Mary Poppins or movies like that, so I had an idea of very clean London, and you know, I saw the beautiful parks. My friend and I went through an Anglophile phase when we were in 4th grade, so we'd drink English breakfast tea every morning. And, yeah, I don't know, we'd go up take horseback riding lessons and kind of fantasize about going to England.
All of the world is a stage, and all of the people are players. I do believe it's a very cultural thing. It's well seeing that came from a British playwright.
And we just come across like 40 ponies.
I
came up to it, yeah.
Kind of distracted you from the fact that you weren't at the top yet.
Yeah.
No, not the top. I don't care. There's ponies.
It was all planned.
I was like on the radio, release the ponies.
All stage. Just for your guys' experience.
That's why there's so much fog. It's really just like a sound stage.
Yeah. We're not actually in Wales right now.
We're in another version of the Hunger
Took you
Games.
somewhere else. We're gonna fly you out of here.
Yes.
We're not in the UK anymore. Oh no. In Hollywood.
We're a new
somewhere.
reality show.
Yeah.
Americans go to what they think is Wales.
We all do have an ideal of who we want to be, and we try to act in that role around certain people. And obviously there's so many different impressions and different types of people we want to be. These students as they come in their 20s, and us here at IFSA, it's your 20s is an interesting phase, and there are a lot of changes, and you're trying to identify who you are. And seeing students who come over and within 2 months they have a British accent, and it's obvious they really want to be so badly be British, or you know, they want to come home and impress their friends that they've had this amazing abroad
This is
experience.
just incredible.
You know,
Absolutely
they do
incredible.
things that they think British people do, and I find myself doing some of those things and then really resisting other things because I really want to stay true to being myself, which is an American or Californian.
I didn't know what to expect. I knew it'd be beautiful and awesome, but you can never imagine it until you're there and see what it's like. But this is absolutely beautiful. It's foggy, which just adds such a cool element to it.
Oh, I'm happy with this.
Given time, the reality and the truth behind their experience, like what they actually experienced, eventually does fall in line with what their expectations were. They can seek out what it was that they wanted. At the beginning, they feel that that's all there is and that's all they're exposed to. But everybody knows that when you want to know something, when you want to experience something, you go out and you experience it. It doesn't come to experience with you. It's not just about sightseeing, which I guess for a lot of them it initially becomes, but it's about adapting and coping to a new system, a new way of living, new food, new people, and a new sense of independence that they probably thought they already had, but I think didn't realize that they hadn't quite got it until they got here.